I
Okay.
would think.
We will,
Continue it if he doesn't show up.
yeah,
Exactly.
We'll just
okay.
have to remember to vote on that. We'll just have to remember to vote on that at the end.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to do. Okay. Make a motion to table it.
I make a motion to table 37 Malden. I got a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we will revisit that either later in this meeting or at the next meeting. Next up is 102 Genevieve Lane. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 295, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, August 6th, to consider the request for determination of applicability filed for 102 Genevieve Lane, and the hearing officer is Commissioner Platt.
Thank you. Mike, have all administrative requirements been met?
Yes, all administrative requirements have been met.
Thanks. Okay, so this work is located in the buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetland. There is a zone EE9 on the property, but not within the limit of work. It looks like we have, yeah, I think that is environmental consulting on Zoom. Oh, I think you're on mute.
We can't hear you, unfortunately.
Is he on mute?
It looks like you're unmuted, but I'm not sure you're hooked up to your, the proper microphone.
Is it on their end or our
I
end?
know.
It's on their end.
Is it?
He's unmuted, it should be going through.
Yeah.
All right, can you,
We could hear you for a second.
For a second.
Want to give it a shot now?
all right, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
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 Okay. Excellent. Well, yes, Cameron Larson here with ETR representing the applicant. I'm happy to give a brief presentation or answer any questions, however you guys would like to proceed with this one.
Sure, if you want to just give us a brief overview of the project, that would be great.
Yeah, excellent. So it's a residential property. We filed an RDA with the commission here to approve the construction of a new deck off the rear of the home. If you guys are looking at the same picture I'm looking at on the screen here, this is an image of the back of the house. There's 3 rows of Sharons there. The deck will be constructed off of the back. It's all entirely within existing lawn. The deck will be utilize sonotube footings, all within the lawn area. It'll be constructed with wooden support posts and then either wood or PVC decking. There is a BBW nearby. It's a well-defined limit. We delineated that in the field. We have identified the nearest point of the deck as about 33 feet from the wetland. But again, all within the previously developed portion of the property. We will utilize erosion controls during the construction. There's easy site access from the existing driveway, and any material that's going to be stockpiled can easily be stockpiled, landward of that 50 foot and in some cases probably 100 feet from the wetland. But fairly straightforward, and you can answer any questions that the commission may have.
Thank you. Mike, do you have any comments?
Yes. The sorry, just while the audio gets fixed. Is that better?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, perfect. The deck will extend 13 feet off the back of the home and will be supported by concrete sonotube footings. Erosion controls are proposed for this work. All spoils from the sonotube footings are proposed to be disposed off-site, and any disturbed areas will be replanted with high fescue conservation mix. All work is over a previously disturbed area, as Cameron mentioned. I would suggest the following conditions. Ensure best management practices are followed before commencing the work, obtain all pertinent permits, and to see myself or the agent for guidance on conservation permits for additional scopes of work.
Thank you. Can you just, can you reiterate what the material was to be used for the decking? Did you know that yet?
The wooden support post on sonotube footings, and then the applicant hasn't decided between typical wood decking or PVC decking, but it'll be one or the other.
Okay. I was only thinking about the, if it was like a pre-treated wood or anything, having a possibility of, you know, leaching chemicals and stuff into the, because it is within, it's outside of the 25-foot setback, but it is further towards the wetland than the existing property on the lawn. I don't know if, you know, we want to ask that it be the PVC instead of the wood, or if you think that that's something that is going to make a huge difference.
I'm not
I don't know if we typically do
We've
that.
typically
Yeah,
talked about that, and I also don't know, is there still like arsenic-treated wood available out there, or
Yeah,
I don't,
I don't,
you
I
know,
don't know that either,
a
so.
lot of it used to have arsenic, and it did leach out, so you didn't want to use it for a raised vegetable bed, but
Yeah. I didn't know if we had done something like that
Yeah,
before,
we-
but.
do we ever consider that, Mike? Bert, I don't remember ever
We've
considering it.
tried, when I started, we tried to steer people towards like natural fir or cedar conservation posts as opposed to pressure treated. However, pressure treated still remained an option. It was encouraged to use something more natural. But as far as pressure treated materials go, most of the piles used for dock construction are
Okay.
pressure treated. So it's definitely something we permit in
Okay.
in wetland resource areas.
Okay, I think that was the only question that I had. So the three rows of Sharon, those are gonna be removed, and I talked with the homeowners today, they said they did wanna replant those somewhere in the yard if possible, so I think that's what they're gonna be doing with those. Anyone on the commission have any comments or questions about this one? Pretty straightforward.
I know from experience, the Rose of Sharon are very easy to transplant.
The hard part is
And
getting them
spread
out
everywhere.
and stopping them, yeah.
Is there anyone on Zoom or in the public that have any questions or comments on this? Okay. Then I am going to move to vote to close the hearing and issue a determination of applicability with a +5 and a -3. May I have a second, please?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. On to Cove Street. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, to consider the request for determination of applicability filed for 22 Cove Street. And the hearing officer is Commissioner Malafronte.
Thank you. Mike, have all administrative requirements been met for this?
Yes, all administrative requirements have been met.
So this property is in a Barrier Beach coastal dune, and it is in a velocity, a VE 14 coastal beach floodplain as well. And the project, I don't believe anyone's here to represent the project. Mike got correspondence from the applicant that he wasn't gonna be able to make it. But the project itself is very straightforward. They're just replacing the existing deck and the staircase. Mike did have a comment in here that he visited the property guess, a week ago, and the project has already commenced, which is a little unsettling. Do they have a building permit for this? Okay.
I'm uncertain. Typically, if they have a floodplain permit, which they do in this case, then they would also have a building permit, or be through the process of filing that.
So they were issued a building permit without coming to the commission on that property?
It's possible.
That's odd, because that property is very, very close to the, very clear that it's in a resource area. Mike doesn't have an issue with that being said. I somewhat do, but I don't know what else you can really do, especially given the applicant. So that's my takeaway of it, but besides that, Mike, do you have any other?
Yeah, I will also note that it's proposed that an existing in-ground kind of concrete landing is to be used. This is a barrier beach coastal dune. Typically, when people develop in that type of area, it's not recommended or advised to put in a slab of any size there, especially in a VE flood zone, could channelize water. So something driven wooden piles, diamond pier footings, or straight sonotubes without any sort of Bigfoot or any sort of footing at the end of the sonotube would be a better option here.
So with no one present, is it worth continuing this until?
I did inform the applicant that if the commission had questions we weren't able to answer tonight, then we would continue it to the next meeting.
Okay. I guess I'll make a motion to continue this hearing until August 20th?
20th.
Yep.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All those in favor?
Aye. I was there yesterday, and they are working. So, Mike, you might want to contact the applicant and tell them that one of our questions regards that
The landing.
concrete pad.
Right.
Before they
Build
go
on top
full
of it.
speed ahead and pour it, and then are going to have to remove it.
Understood.
Is there like should we,
Bless you.
Bless you.
it seems odd that we are knowingly aware of what's going on without,
Stopping them?
yeah. Is there a building permit? If there's not a building permit issued, I would find a hard time to believe that Andrew would issue a building permit without coming to the commission on that property, but.
I can try to access the building permit system.
If you
here.
can, can you see the building permit?
Yes.
Because, if there's no building permit, and
they
they're
shouldn't be
already,
doing any of the
we
work.
could have them stop until such time as the permits are at
Like I
least.
said, I think it's very straightforward, but there's also a process you
Mhm.
have to follow.
And that's a sensitive area.
Yeah, if we had the commissioner comments, we might know a little more about what was
Mhm.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything immediately for it. I just see that a conservation review was requested about a month ago, which was obviously done and instructed that they needed to file an RDA. Typically, when that happens, that's commented off the floodplain permit and is run through the building permit system. The floodplain permit is overseen by the building administrator, so the building commissioner. So he should have been directed, or permitting should have been discussed at that time through.
So tomorrow, I think you need to speak with Andrew
Mhm.
and see where building and floodplain stand. And if those permits are not in order, that needs a stop work order, I think,
Understood.
whether from you or from Andrew or.
Right. We'll figure that out first thing.
But, okay, so we will continue. Okay. Next is 1436 Main Street. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Consider the notice of intent filed for 1436 Main Street, and the hearing officer is Commissioner Lake.
Thank you. Mike, have all the administrative requirements been
Yes,
satisfied?
all requirements have been met.
Okay. Go ahead.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. Rick Savant with Stenbeck and Taylor. The homeowner, Peter Bodenstab, is behind me here also. But essentially, we have a residential project here. They'd like to put a small addition off the side of the house, shown on the plans. And as you're probably aware, we're adjacent to that cranberry bog out back there. We're closest point to the bog itself is 63 feet. We're proposing some erosion control. Majority of the addition is on top of what is now a brick sort of patio and walkway area that's currently in place, but will have a slight increase of 93 square feet of the buffer zone coverage. But essentially, pretty straightforward, I think, project, just a small addition off the home, and we're outside the 50. According to the assessor's records, the house was built in 1928. So that's generally the project. Excuse me. I just wanted to speak to the foundation a little bit. I think it's just a standard concrete foundation being proposed there. For once, we're not in a Barry Beach or flood zone or any of that stuff, which is nice.
Is it a crawl space, or is it gonna be a full basement?
That's what I wanted to look at, which I should know the answer to.
The plans are showing crawl space.
Yeah. It's not a full basement. Yeah, crawl space, forgive me.
We were planning, since we were going down for a foundation, just do a full basement, but I don't know if that would be an issue.
Mike, did you have any comments?
Yes. The homeowner is proposing to construct an addition on the south side of the home. Erosion control is proposed around the limit of work to prevent any disturbed soils from entering the BVW associated with the adjacent cranberry bog. There's a section of brick patio on the eastern portion of the addition that's proposed to remain. There's also a small porch and staircase to be built on the addition as well. And the garden beds and other structures are proposed to remain.
Do any of the commissioners have any questions or comments?
This is just out of curiosity, is that still a working bog?
Yes.
I mean,
So the
sometimes,
owners-
I go past there
it's
all
their-
the time
It's
and,
their retirement project, so.
okay,
And it's now organic, because they haven't used any pesticides or any treatments like that, I think, in 5 years, and they work with the Cranberry Collective down in Wareham. So partially.
Is there anyone in the public or on Zoom who have any comments on this project? No? I went out and visited the property earlier today. I have no issue with this project. So I will move to close the hearing and, oh, Mike, before I do that, do you have any special conditions?
Yeah, I would just suggest my standard special conditions, which are general conditions 1 through 18. Prior to construction, condition 5 and 2, to have a pre-construction meeting and ensure the site is staked out. During construction, condition 11, to ensure best management practices are followed. After construction, condition 1, to file for a certificate of compliance. and also that erosion controls in place and in working condition throughout duration of work.
Right, so I'm gonna move to close the hearing and issue an order of conditions. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's a really nice property.
Yeah, it
Must
is.
be nice to be on the bog there.
It's beautiful.
So a little
Yeah.
slice of heaven. Thank you guys for the support.
Okay. 195 Ridge Road. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection, a public hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, to consider the notice of intent filed for, excuse me, 195 Ridge Road, and the hearing officer is Commissioner Malafronte.
Mike, there are all administrative requirements have been met?
Yes, all administrative requirements have been met.
Okay, this project has been issued a DEP file number, it's SE 4231. Resource area is a tidal flat, land underwater, and land subject to coastal storm flowage. It's in an AE9 floodplain. And is the applicant on Zoom?
I see Mr. Hannon is on Zoom,
Is that,
their representative.
okay.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Jed, we can't hear you.
Hold on one sec. Should be good. Okay, you should try again, Jeff?
Okay, good evening, Jed Hannon with Atlantic Coast Engineering. Can everybody hear me okay?
We can't hear you, Jed, sorry.
Hold on one sec, it's on our end.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
there we go.
There it is.
All right, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, great. Jed Hannon, Atlantic Coast Engineering, registered engineer, Massachusetts. Representing the homeowner here, 195 Ridge Road. They received a violation notice, I believe it was back in April, for unauthorized work on this existing pier structure. So we reviewed the files, both at the town level and the state level, as well as the Corps of Engineers. So this was a previously permitted pier back in 1979, received no order of conditions, chapter 91, and a Corps of Engineers permit. The owner wasn't quite aware of all the regulations, so we made him aware. We checked the authorized pier length that was permitted back in 1979, and I spoke with Andrew Stewart about that, as well as Liz, and forwarded this drawing here to staff, to Mike and Liz, basically to deconstruct portions of the pier that were illegally built and basically get it back in compliance with how it was permitted back in 1979. So that would include the red text you can see, which is removing the 12 by 16. It's really kind of a deck that was not authorized. And then there's some additional floats that were put in to really kind of get out to further mean high water. As you folks know, the max town bylaw for floats is 200 square feet, so we're proposing 10 by 20. So the work we're depicting here really is to get it back to what was previously permitted, and obviously a silt curtain would be put in. When the existing piles that were illegally put in are extracted, and when the pier is finally put back together, obviously we'd have to do an as-built and a certificate of compliance, but it's a fairly straightforward project. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any commissioners have any comments?
Craig, do you recall This was in front of us before. as a
Yeah, it
business
was.
item,
Yes.
And I think, is this about in line with what we came up with? Let's bring it back. to
Yes,
the-
we, paraphrasing it, it is essentially, it was determined that the work could not proceed without further permitting. And it was also discussed that, Andrew Stewart mentioned in that July 19th, 2023 business discussion that a special permit would likely be needed from the Army Corps. And I'm not sure where that stands or if that's been inquired about.
I have a
So
question.
if I could just comment, or reply, I spoke with Andrew Stewart and he was fine with the proposed scope of work. I know he initially had thought that we'd need a ZBA permit for, as associated with the floodplain, application, but given that all this was previously permitted through the town, through DEP and the Corps of Engineers, that we're bringing it back to what it's supposed to be, you know, he didn't think any further permitting was required.
I have a question about the float. When you put in a 10 by 20 float, is that going to be sitting on the bottom at low tide?
No, the mean low water line is, right up.
Yeah,
You
I
can
was,
see it in that, like, pink magenta, so it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It-
Okay,
I was just out there.
I
before the
see it.
meeting, and I mean, it's
it's pretty low tide,
5:30
yeah.
was low
Yeah,
tide, so
Okay,
it was floating.
that's my only question. I missed the line on the plan.
I will bring up too, it may be worthwhile to roll in the retaining wall into this scope of work as well. It looks like this wall will be, it might need some replacement in the next couple of years. It could be worthwhile to get that noted on the site plan and have that permitted for when the homeowner's ready to replace that. But I just kind of wanted to get that on your radar more than anything.
Okay, I appreciate that comment. The homeowner didn't mention anything to me about that. I'm not sure, their intentions in terms of how long they wanna stay there, but I know they wanted to clear up this violation issue, but I could definitely discuss that with the homeowner, and if it's something they wanna pursue, we can certainly come back to the commission.
Do you have any other?
Yeah, I would, in addition, I would, suggest my standard special conditions, once again, being general conditions 1 through 18. Prior to construction, conditions 5 and 2 to have that pre-construction meeting and stake out the site. During construction, condition 11 to ensure best management practices are followed. After construction, condition 1 to file for a certificate of compliance, and also, our relevant dock special conditions.
Do any commissioners have any further comments? It seems pretty straightforward, bring it back into compliance, so. Does anyone from the public or on Zoom have any comments or questions regarding this? Hearing none, I'll make a motion, close the public hearing and issue an order of conditions, for the project with Mike's special conditions. Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Okay. I'm going to open the next application, but it will need to be continued because the abutter notices did not get out on a timely
Yes.
basis.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware. But,
Liz sent an email this morning, I think, or yesterday, well, whatever.
whatever, I missed it.
You're off the
I must
hook.
have missed it, okay.
Get prepared for
I'm all
next
set to
time,
go, though.
yeah.
I'm in the starting gate.
You gotta pass next time. In compliance with the regulations of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Code of the Town of Marshfield, Chapter 294, Wetlands Protection. A hearing will be held by the Marshfield Conservation Commission on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, to consider the notice of intent filed for 6 Tupelo Road. And the hearing officer is Commissioner O'Donnell.
Okay, so I make a motion, we're continuing? Yep. Okay, so Mike, because the butters had not been notified, we're gonna make a motion to continue the hearing?
Yes, the time in which the applicant's representative sent out the butter notifications was not ample time between that and the start of this meeting per open meeting law.
Okay. So, as a result of that, I'm gonna make a motion that we continue the hearing to the next meeting, which I believe is August 20th.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's gonna be an easy one.
Okay, now, everything left on the agenda is continued.
So we're about,
278 Ocean Street, 2509 is continued to, do we have a continuation date on that? I believe they're still waiting on zoning.
I believe they're still waiting on zoning. We could continue it to the 20th, as I believe their next zoning meeting is the 11th or 12th. I'm not
Okay.
positive though.
I move to continue 278 Ocean to August 20th. May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
SE 423148, which is 34 Marginal Street, I think has requested continuation to September.
Yes, I have it up at the top. Let me reference that. Till September 7th. No, sorry, 1 second. I have 34 Marginal Street continuing until August 20th, and then 91 Old Colony continuing to September 17th.
Okay, so I move that we continue 34 Marginal Street to August 20th. A second, please.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And SE 423131, 91 Old Colony Lane has requested continuance to 9/17. That's fine. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have one business item, which is a group of properties in Kent Park that the owner is proposing to donate to the town. And this was opened in the Open Space Committee, and I'm the liaison on the Open Space Committee, so Susan Karen, the chair, asked me to have Mike just look at the properties and see if there are issues or encroachments. And in fact, one of them is already owned or under the care and custody of the Conservation Commission. Two of them do in fact have encroachments. So I'm just, putting this out there because it's in the works and it has come before us. I don't think we need to do any type of vote tonight. I'm going to go back to the Open Space Committee and say, this is what we found. Probably it's gonna have to come through us anyway, but I'm gonna discuss with Susan Karen and the committee that there are a couple of issues, and what do we need to do to proceed with whoever the rightful owner of these properties is. So, that's all. I just wanted to get it out there, and we will revisit that when we have more to go on, and how we will address, how these encroachments will need to be addressed. Okay. Requests for certificates of compliance. Oh, excuse me. 37 Malden Ave.
Yeah, so, obviously, Mr. Junior hasn't appeared.
Hasn't appeared.
Before we continue it, should we state, Mike, what additional information did you want from him?
We wanted the location of that tree. It's noted that one tree needs to be cut. Getting an actual location or flagging the tree on the property so I can go by and photo document it would be helpful. And then also the piece about what type of fill is to be used. It needs to be clean and compatible, so some information on the type of fill to be used would be helpful as well.
The other comment I wanted to make, it looks like there's a concrete patio that's encroaching on conservation land. That's the back lot line. Can you see that, Mike? Just like a little triangle down the bottom there?
Ah, yes. Yeah, that was the structure. It was an illegal ancillary structure that was constructed on the property before ADUs were permitted. That was also the reason why they couldn't build that extra dwelling on the property. So, yeah, I do see that triangle there.
Yeah, I mean, originally he intended to get rid of all that, but
Yeah.
now that's gonna remain. So I think we should ask him while he's removing the pool to go ahead and cut that back too,
That sounds fair.
if all the other commissioners are in agreement.
Absolutely. Is he proposing to remove the pool? He's not just gonna fill it in?
Yeah, he's going to remove,
Okay.
well, fill it in and then remove that
It's-
concrete
it's
surface as
already
well.
pretty much moved in, filled in. I think what he wants to do is just get the, I don't know if it's concrete or steel, whatever the bulkheads are.
Okay.
I also believe too in prior pool filling projects, I'm not sure of an address or project number off the top of my head, but the building commissioner in the past has wanted to ensure that concrete and other materials from the demo of the pool aren't used to fill in
To
the
fill,
pool.
that's
Yes.
why I was asking, yeah.
That's essentially the reason why I pushed for the clean and compatible fill special condition.
Okay.
Okay, unless there's any further comments, I'd like to make a motion to continue the hearing. I got a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, COCs. We have SE 42, 1162, and 1690. I think we are still waiting for the mechanicals to be
Yes,
raised.
we're still waiting on the updated elevation certificate.
So I move to continue both of these to August 20th. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. SE 42, 2950, 76 Carolyn Circle. Are we still waiting on the harbor master for shellfish mitigation?
Yes, he confirmed that he had no record of payment, so I relayed that to their representative, as
Okay.
well as the issue of the Phragmite cutting happening on the property as well.
Okay, so I move that we continue that to August 20th. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
SE 42, 3081, 93 Beach Street. There was a small deviation. The homeowner did not build the deck as designed, but put in a pervious paver area in its place. And you saw
Yes,
this?
I
and-
actually visited while it was raining, trying to find the picture, but is the definition of a pervious surface. You can see very minimal pooling on the surface of the paver itself, and absolutely no pooling in between the joints of the pavers. And then that was their intended plan, and as you can see, they put in a cantilever deck in its place. So there's actually no new footings in that area to have that deck. It's like a small landing off the end of the
Okay.
home over this paver area.
And the patio is on the plan?
Yes, yes.
So, okay. I don't have any issue with that. Does anyone have any concerns? Okay, I move to issue a COC for SE 423081. May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And lastly, SE 423103, 278 Foster Ave. There are two additional piles that are supporting the front staircase that were not on the plan. And being that we do not have building commissioner comments tonight, I would like to continue that until August 20th to make sure there's no issues with additional pilings. May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that concludes our business. I move to close the Town of Marshfield Conservation Commission hearing of August 6th, 2025. A second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.